After 14 weeks, all the heavy lifting for Ironman Lake Placid's done. So in this week's video, I'm going to look back on the training that I've done over the last 14 weeks in order to get ready for Ironman Lake Placid, and as well as look ahead to what the next couple of weeks of my taper look like leading into the race. So looking back in the last 14 weeks, I've done 260 total hours, so that averages out to about 18 and a half hours a week of training. My weekly averages in the pool are, I've done about 12K swimming, I've averaged just under 10 hours a week on the bike, and about 56 kilometers running. Fortunately, I've had no major injuries to deal with. I had a little bit of a niggle with my knee early on in my training, but by resting it, especially taking some time off running, I was able to get that sorted. So I've been able to be really consistent in my training, which is really key. Longest swim that I did over the last 14 weeks is a 4,800 meter swim. I've done 2 rides of 180K, so both times that's riding the actual Ironman Lake Placid bike course. I have 9 rides of 4 hours or longer. My longest run has only been 25 kilometers. Usually I'd want a few runs that are longer than that, but because of the marathon training I have in my legs from earlier on in this year and the focus that I've had on swimming and biking, I am okay with just 25 kilometers being my long run. 70K was my biggest run week. I've had 7 weeks of 20 hours of training or more, so half of my weeks have been at least 20 hours. And 26-36 was actually my biggest week, and that was my the Ironman Lake Placid training camp. So looking ahead to the next couple of weeks and what the taper looks like for me leading into Lake Placid, something that I'm doing that generally people wouldn't do in their taper is I'm racing the Skechers Multisport Canada Gravenhurst Olympic race this Saturday. I find that generally within my taper, I get a little bit stale, so I really like the idea of racing an Olympic distance. I don't think it's going to beat me up too much. It keeps some intensity in my legs, keeps the speed going, so I'll be able to really push the swim, push on the bike, and then as long as I don't just tear my legs to bits on the run, then I'm confident that I'll be able to recover in time, and I'll really be able to benefit from that race leading into Lake Placid. Besides that, I'm going to try and keep my swimming up this week, so I do want to make sure that I get in between 14 and 16 kilometers in the water this week, just to keep that going. I feel like I've been swimming better lately. In terms of on the bike, just general, and on the run too, just general tapering rules where you still want to make sure you keep some intensity in there, but you're not going to have nearly the duration. So this week I'll look at doing a couple of bike workouts where I might do one where I'm doing some 30-second intervals, and another bike workout where I'd be doing 5 to 6 minute intervals. But it's more just to keep the legs alive and feeling fresh, as opposed to, like, at this point you're really not going to gain any more fitness. And yeah, really just running based on feel. So if my legs feel really lethargic or I'm really tired, then I won't push it, because ultimately the most important thing is recovering, and I'll be taking a few days completely off, which isn't something that I normally do. I usually have active recovery days where it might just be like a 30-minute easy swim, but very few actual days completely off. So that's what the taper looks like for me for the next couple of weeks leading into Lake Placid. If you're going to be racing in Gravenhurst this weekend or Lake Placid the weekend after and you see me, definitely come by and say hi. And until next time, happy training.
Oh, this you crazy mother.